Hello, my name is Nicole and I am here to show you what I am putting on my 2023 dream board. This is something that I've been planning to do since the beginning of the year, but after Christmas my family got really sick. We were sick for over a week, and then by the time that was over I was 41 weeks pregnant. My only goal at that point was survival. So I didn't have a chance to do this, and then she was born. This is little Miss Maisie. I'm not gonna pick her up because she will wake up, and this is a blessed occurrence today. We are so happy that she's here. She'll be a week old tomorrow. And so then I thought I probably just won't film this at all, but I'm gonna be doing it for myself anyway, so I decided to record it. I think it's a good reminder too, because I, for myself, know that I very easily fall into the trap of thinking, oh, I didn't start at the beginning of the year or the week or the month, or getting discouraged when things fall apart. But we've only made it through almost 1 out of 12 months, 3 to 4 out of 52 weeks. There's so much of the year left, and it's really a disservice to the rest of the year and our potential to grow and learn to get so discouraged just because of a few bad weeks in the beginning of January. So I think now's as good a time as any to put up a dream board, make some resolutions, reevaluate the ones that you maybe already had and aren't working, move forward recognizing that it's never a bad time to start improving or excelling in areas that you want to grow in. Okay, so I want to clarify real quick before we start what a dream board is to me. I know that lots of people take different meanings out of that. For me, this is basically just like a goal list. It's kind of like having a list of resolutions, but I prefer having the pictures. I just think that it kind of brings them to life in a way that a list doesn't. Just seeing the picture kind of to me invokes like a little bit more desire to see it through than just seeing like a line of scribble on a piece of paper, but that may or may not be true for you. For me, I really enjoy doing it this way. So I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna hang it by my bed. And the reason why I want to have it somewhere that I will see every day, every night, is just to kind of put these things in front of me and remind me of what my goals are. When I come to bed at nighttime and I might be really tired and tempted to just flip on the TV, I'll see, oh, I will have a goal of reading books this year, so I want to read books instead. Or I wake up in the morning and I am tired, maybe not feeling very motivated, and wanting to just kind of waste my day, I can see, oh, I have these goals that I want to accomplish. I have these things that are worthy of my time, that I've determined are worthy of my time, and I've determined to spend resources pursuing, and I need to keep that in focus. Not that we don't have bad days or that taking rest days are bad, but just to remind myself that sometimes the thing that will make me feel the best isn't the thing that feels the best in the moment, and that I should push through and remind myself what's worthy and pursue that. So the first thing I did was I just made a list of all of the things that I want to pursue this year. This is not comprehensive, this is not the only things that I want to do, but these are kind of like the bigger categories, or the ones that are easier to quantify into like a picture, that are important to me. And then I just went to Google and I used Google Images to pull up pictures of those items, and I arranged them on a Google Doc and I printed them at our library because I don't have a printer. Now I have them, and all I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut them out. Okay, I finished cutting out all my pieces and now I'm going to show you what they are. So first of all, this is just a board that I got forever ago at Hobby Lobby. It's just like one you put pins in. I don't know what the name for it is. I called it a bulletin board, but I don't know if that's what this is officially called. But I've used a whiteboard before too. You can use tape to tape it on really anything, even if you just wanted to take these and thumbtack them to a wall. It does not have to be fancy, and I'm just going to use these pins here to go ahead and attach my pictures to this board. Okay, so we'll start with this one. This is my first picture. This represents wanting to hang art on my walls. Even as an artist, for some reason, I just do not do that very much, and I love the way houses look with their walls covered in frames in art. I just want to have my walls covered with beauty, basically. So that's one of my goals for this year. So this one is that I want to read the Bible this year, which is something that I usually have as a goal, but I really want to learn how to study also. It's something I'm not very good at. I've been doing some reading on it. I want to just spend a lot of time diving into the words that I'm reading, the historical context, all that kind of stuff. So that is another goal. This is a picture of hair because I have very long hair and I love having long hair, but I do not know how to do anything with it. I'm not good at braiding. I'm not good at any of that. And I really want to learn how to do beautiful things with my hair. This is sourdough. One of my greatest accomplishments of 2022 was learning how to make sourdough bread. And so I have a goal in 2023 to make all of my family's bakery products. So I'm making all of the bread, tortillas, rolls, buns. I'm not doing pasta for a variety of reasons, but everything else I want to make homemade from scratch. So this shows me that I don't get to buy any of this at the grocery store. I'm making it all. And in doing so, I hope to obviously expand my knowledge and skill with sourdough. My goal this year is to read a lot of books. I have a goal of 24, which is 2 per month. I originally thought I was going to do 50, except I have a tendency to overestimate my abilities and then get really discouraged. So I thought I would do something a little bit more manageable. I have really high hopes that I will accomplish this year. This picture of a woman doing a stretch that I cannot possibly imagine doing right now, but would love to be able to, is to represent not only exercising, but also just health in general. My health has been taking hits for a while now, especially with just having a baby too. I really want to work on regaining my strength and making sure I'm fueling my body and nourishing it, replenishing the minerals and vitamins that pregnancy and nursing can draw from your body, and also just working on trying to get my body in a place where I feel really strong and fit again, which is something that I haven't felt in a long time. I really want to learn a language with the kids, and I would love to do American Sign Language. I am mesmerized when I see people signing this language. I think it would be such a cool skill to have. So I want to learn some sign language this year. This picture represents a vacation. I want to take a family vacation this year. We've done that one other time, and that was a lot of fun. I chose a beach because we would really love to go to the beach in Alabama. I've heard it's absolutely gorgeous, and I think that would be a lot of fun, but I'm not like married to the idea of a beach. This just represents a vacation with our family. I really want to begin to dive into making my own tinctures and medicinals at home as part of another related goal that I have. I want to grow some herbs that I can use for tinctures and start to kind of build up a foundation for a home apothecary. So here's the related one. Are you gonna wake up? Oh, she's so squishy. Okay, not distracted. Here's the related goal. I want to grow a garden. So I'm already beginning to think about how we're gonna get it set up. We are not going to make it, obviously, in time for spring harvest. So my goal is to start a compost pile and begin to lay out my garden area so that we're ready in like September to begin planting. Related to that, we also want to add some chickens to our backyard. Eventually I want to have more things. I want meat rabbits and goats, but I think for this house and this yard, we'll just stick with garden and chickens. And so having some chickens in our yard and beginning to learn how to do that and grow our flock and have a supply of eggs, most importantly, is going to be really handy. Thankfully, my husband grew up raising chickens, so he can teach me all the things. I don't know if you've heard of 1,000 Hours Outside. It is a movement that was begun by Ginny on Instagram at 1,000 Hours Outside, and we've never actually hit 1,000 hours, but I really, really hope that this is the year that we do. Even if you think that sounds crazy or there's no way you could possibly hit a number that high, I would highly recommend looking into this and just reading about the benefits of being outside and just upping your time anyway. Here's my little non-sponsored ad for it, but it is so important to spend time outside with our kids, and I've seen such a difference in myself and my kids as I've prioritized outside time over other things, and highly recommend looking into that. But yeah, this is the year we reach 1,000. Woohoo! This picture, which I cannot focus on, represents just trying to build a wardrobe that I feel reflects me. I have a couple pieces right now that I really do love, but for for the most part, my wardrobe is just the sum of like clearance racks and Goodwill, which I'm totally pro shopping secondhand, but I want to kind of try to create a more cohesive look and make sure that I'm focusing on the quality of the material and stuff like that. So just trying to find some pieces that are functional, but also beautiful and feel like me. This one's kind of embarrassing because we don't have a will and we don't really have anything of substance either, except for children. For their sake, we need to get that done. So I'm putting this up here more as like a to-do list reminder, but to take care of this and to make sure that we have everything set the way we want is going to be a really big load off my mind, and that's one of my goals for this year. So this represents a Christmas collection. I was able to participate in some Christmas markets with my art in 2022, which was huge and amazing, but I really want to be in a place where I can come out with a Christmas collection. I love Christmas. I love painting things related to Christmas, and to be able to have some sort of offerings like stickers or cards would be a lot of fun for me. This represents just preparedness in general. We do need to kind of quantify and put together a first aid kit, but I also want to maybe branch out a little bit more into looking at water storage, generators, whatever. And then I also want to look into preparing myself. So last year I did a CPR class, which was really, really cool. This year I know that there is a class here in Hearn that they're offering about how to stop emergent bleeding and like apply a tourniquet and what to do in that kind of situation. So I'm really hoping to make it to that. This is one of my goals, is to focus on that kind of thing. Okay, so one thing I've heard in making these boards is that it is really important to make sure that your goals are numbered. So I've seen people do things like they'll white out the numbers that they have and put new goals. So like one of my goals is to really focus on Instagram and kind of growing that and growing my content. So you might say, oh, I want to have, 5,000 followers by the end of the year. I don't have a follower goal. I don't think that my goals for my Instagram are related to that necessarily. This is for me, so I want to be more intentional with how I use Instagram, with the message I'm putting forward, with the content that I have. I want to try to make certain resources accessible for people and to really encourage specifically moms to pursue a life of beauty and creativity, even in the midst of sort of the mundaneness, and to encourage people with recipes or meal ideas, just all that kind of stuff. The stuff that I do anyway, but to focus more on quality of content, regularity, all that kind of stuff. So I don't really have any specific goals in that case. If I end the year with the same amount of followers, but I'm satisfied with the content that I've put out, then that's enough for me. I loved this picture because these kids are doing something. I Googled homeschooling and this was one that came up. And that's one of the things I love about homeschooling, is that there's so much accessibility to hands-on activities. We are kind of more unschoolers anyway, and so I just have this here because I really want to focus on doing activities with the kids and exploring doing projects and even involving them in real life things like cooking, cleaning, all the projects I want to do in the backyard. But just to keep in my mind that this is a priority, that their hearts and their minds are a priority, even if it feels like it makes things slower or I might not be accomplishing as much. I know that every seed I plant for them and their growth is one that I will reap a harvest for later, and that they will reap the harvest for later. And so this is one of my priorities this year. So this is embroidery. I've never done embroidery before. I have some friends online and they started a embroidery club for this year where we're going to do one every month, and they very graciously invited me, and then I was like, oh, there's different stitches and I obviously have no idea what I'm doing, but I would love to learn, and I'm really excited to make pieces this year. Last one, this is a picture of a kitchen. I tried to find one that was pretty small because my kitchen is small and not at all well put together. We're not gonna probably be like changing the shape or anything, not gonna be making it larger, but just making it a nice, clean, beautiful space. And redoing the flooring is a huge, huge undertaking, but one that I have high hopes we will be able to accomplish this year. So I have this pretty picture of a kitchen to keep that site in my mind. Lastly, this is not gonna work this year, but in the past, I guess I've had less pictures. But sometimes it's fun on a board to put some inspiring quotes or whatever. I have these two that I made that I have put on, like I said before. Maybe I'll just do them like on the side when I hang it on the wall, something like that. But anyway, I should probably put on here improve my YouTube skills, because I just realized that I filmed all of this like I would for Instagram and not widescreen, which I really prefer widescreen for YouTube. So I'm not redoing it. This is just going to be me making a mistake and learning from it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you have a resolution for this year or a goal, if you have a dream board, if you have a video of your dream board so that I can watch yours. And happy 2023.